guys, it's JB. I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to talk about, or I wanted to like review the Hustlers movie, because I just seen that, and while it's fresh on my brain, I want to go ahead and share my thoughts and opinions. So before I get started, I don't even know why this is necessary. I might give some giveaways, I might some spoiler alerts or something like that, but how am I supposed to give a review without giving away some of the details of the movie? So if you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe you don't want to watch this video. Come back and watch it after you see this, and maybe, you know, if you picked up the same things, let me know. I broke up my thoughts and opinions into a few talking points. The first point is that the editing to me was horrible. Okay, look. Let me start over. I'm gonna look at this camera. Look, the editing was just not there. Maybe they spent so much money on Cardi B and J-Lo that they didn't have enough money to edit the movie properly, but I felt like a lot was lacking with the editing. The editing really captures the essence of the story. It pieces everything together. It allows the story to flow, and I think that's what the movie was lacking. It was lacking flow. It was too choppy. We were here, then we were there, we were in the interview, or the girl back and forth was in the interview. But let me start off by saying I did miss a good solid 2 minutes of the movie, but I saw a majority of the movie, way more than half or anything like that. So I don't think missing the 2 minutes was really a deciding factor, or it really could alter my opinion if I saw the first 2 minutes. I don't think that it made that big of a difference. Okay, so back to the editing. The editing was very juvenile. It kind of seemed like they used, I don't know, I don't even want to downplay the movie. It seemed like they used iMovie or something, I don't know. Cause it's they were in the club scene, and they was in an interview, then they was back in the club scene. I don't know, everything just didn't merge together. That kind of editing style works well for some things, but I think for this style of movie, it just didn't really capture the story. Yeah, the story, it was lacking a little flow. And there was a few little awkward scenes. Well, at least I thought was awkward. Maybe because I already felt like the editing was Okay, so the scene where, I forgot the Asian woman's name, but in that scene where she's being interviewed by the one from Save the Last Dance. Oh yeah, I like that she made a little pop-up appearance. I hope that is really her, because if it's not, that would be kind of weird. But I think that it's the girl from Save the Last Dance. So yeah, it was nice to see her. You know, I haven't seen her since Save the Last Dance. So the scene where the Asian woman cut the recorder off and she started walking out, it's the scene went so mute and silent, to where it's I was looking back at the control room, okay, is there something going on? Because it's their mouth was moving but wasn't nothing coming out. So later on, when I was talking to my friend there, he thought it was for the effect, to make it more, you know, I don't know, to raise the effects or something. But that scene was kind of awkward to me, because I literally thought the audio cut out. And then the scene where she was running from house to house to get her daughter, I thought they could have did that a bit more tastefully. It was just clunk, 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 clunk. She just running and running and running. Okay, I get it, you could run in heels, but it was just so weird. Bruh, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of just weird, how she was just running, and it was just that stale sound of heels clunking. And it was literally the whole entire scene of her running from house to house. I thought they could have did that a little bit better. The next point, I thought I thought it was very interesting that nobody really considered the strippers during the recession. It's like, I was thinking about the government workers, I was thinking about the teachers, I was thinking about the police officers, I was thinking about everybody. I mean, I was only in like, I don't know, like what, 9th grade or something like that, 8th or 7th, I don't know what grade I was in. But no, matter of fact, I was like in elementary school, I think. I don't know. But I wasn't thinking about how the strippers felt. I know that much. And then even later on, it's like, I don't really expect the school system to like talk about the non, like, essential workers outside of the government employees and stuff like that that lost their job. But that really made me think like, dang, it's way more people outside of like emergency workers and stuff like that. It's way more people outside of them that was affected by the recession. And it's like, dang, like sometimes you don't know how, like, the domino effect, how far it goes or nothing like that. So I thought that was really interesting. I think that they could have really elaborated on that more. Like, maybe they could have just told the story a bit differently. Like, they spent a lot of time on the, like, okay, how she built herself up to the lifestyle and then the lifestyle fell off. Like, if you're gonna build me all the way up to the lifestyle, I want to see you rolling down the hill. Like, don't build me up and then like, okay, you got to this point and now it's over. Like, no, I think like just as much time they took to build up how she, you know, really polished herself to be a better dancer and stuff like that, and really committed herself to the lifestyle, I think they need to show like how it all unraveled, like how she just spiraled down. Like, she didn't just wake up in one day and just like, okay. They did have like a few little scenes, but I think that goes back to the editing again. Like, they could have just lined things up a bit differently, or they, like, it just could have been told differently, because I was really caught off guard by it. So it kind of would have been more interesting. Like, okay, did she, like, oh, was it a few scenes she was doing some kind of, oh yeah, I do remember the scenes about her trying to get you know, the retail experience and things like that. But I mean, oh yeah, okay, so they had the scene about them working at Old Navy and stuff. But I don't know, I felt like that was kind of rushed. Like, they could have just spent like just a little bit more time talking about that. Like, it was cool to see those scenes like that, like them working at Old Navy, because now the next time I go to Old Navy, I'm be like, you got laid off from stripping, huh? Sorry. But nah, that do make me really think. Like, I mean, you don't, like, I already think that about my coworkers and stuff like that, but you don't never know what people doing outside of work hours, or you don't never know what kind of lifestyle that people are living, because what people present to you is their representative. So you really don't know the real them, for real. And that's what really that made me think of, like, because people find a way to make ends meet. So they one way during the day and another way during the night. So, and just like how they were showing, I mean, or, you know, kind of just elaborating on the fact that, you know, these are like regular men that they was kind of taking advantage of. These regular men just be sitting up here, you know, doing these kind of drugs on a regular basis and stuff like that. Why is what they're doing so bad if they're already doing it on a regular basis? And that really just goes to show you, like, you don't never know somebody's like ulterior motive. You don't never know, like, you know, what somebody is really planning inside their head. Because it's like the saying, like, while people playing chess, or while you playing chess, I'm playing checkers. That, or I'm, you know, vice versa. While you playing checkers, I'm playing chess. That kind of mentality is real in these streets. Like, people are thinking 20 steps ahead, like, and you're just kind of like, you thinking that you're thinking ahead, but if that person is already like 30 steps ahead of you, that's kind of crazy. So I don't know, people really do be having some like elaborate schemes and plans like worked out in their head, so you don't ever know what's going on in the inside, like, for real. But those was like, I really just had a problem with the editing. I think that could have been done a little bit better, because it's like the visuals were great. I think the scenes were nice. The scenes in a diner, the scenes in the strip club were nice. I think all of the scenes and stuff like that were nice, but I really think how it was composed like it captures the story. So I don't know, I think that the ball was dropped on the editing. But the actors, I think like the actors were really well, especially for like this kind of 2019 style movie where it's like they're doing things to be relatable. It's like, you know, current with the times. Anytime a movie is current with the times, I'm kind of nervous. Not even nervous, I'm kind of like I'm kind of like, anytime a movie is like in the current time, I'm a little withdrawn from it because sometimes those movies have like a tendency to try to, I don't know, not overcompensate, but they try to like do too much. Like they try to be too hip, they try to say too many catchphrases and stuff like that. The movie was very current, but it didn't feel forced. Although the movie was like based in the 2000s kind of era, it felt very current. So I think that they did like a very good job with that. I thought the actors were great. I didn't think, like, I really felt like they were acting. Usually, like, with actors who are overused, like J-Lo, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and people like that, I can't really see you outside of who you are. Like, I see you for your actual self. And although your voice has changed, you're saying the lines, sometimes I really cannot be convinced about the role that they're trying to take on because I could just see them as them. But J-Lo, I really felt like she really rehearsed her character. Although I heard like it was a lot of like backdoor, I don't want to say backdoor, but behind the scenes discrepancies about the woman who actually, you know, the person who they're actually portraying, and how, you know, they didn't work together, or J-Lo didn't really get to know her, you know, get to know her or know about her lifestyle or anything like that. So yeah, I thought J-Lo was great. I thought Cardi B was great. I really could have, not just because she's Cardi B, but because I really enjoyed her acting. Like sometimes when you know, mainstream artists and things like that are inserted into these movies, they're kind of inserted as themselves. So it's not really like far-fetched for them. But she really embodied her character. I don't know if it's just because, you know, she actually used to be a stripper or what, but she really, really embodied her character. Even some of like, you know, some of the phrases that she was using and how she was interacting, it was very current. So I appreciated that. And yeah, I could have used a little bit more of her. She didn't have to be throughout the whole entire movie, but I definitely, you know, I could have seen more of that. But I thought it was very ironic after the Surviving Cardi B, how she's now in a movie about the same thing. And that kind of just goes to show you how serious America takes women in those positions or accusations against women. Like say if, like when they did that to Rick Ross, or when it was like kind of like a discrepancy about Rick Ross and the lyric, he was stripped of his sponsor, his deals, and all of that kind of stuff with Reebok, and you know, different kind of you know, things he had lined up, he was stripped of. So why is it that Rick Ross was treated this way and his was essentially a song lyric, but Cardi B kind of, or not kind of, she did admit to those kind of things. They did it very tastefully, where she was inserted in a movie where it was about the lifestyle that she was living, where she actually didn't act it out. So I thought that was very tastefully done. The movie, all in all, I want to give it I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, because I enjoyed, for the most part, I enjoyed everything except the editing of the movie. So I'm gonna give the movie a solid 3 out of 5. But if a sequel was ever made to the movie or anything like that, definitely look at the editing style a bit different. I think the movie should be told more of like a Set It Off style. The movie should just be told in its sequence. Don't flash back and forth, like, because it's like to the point where I was so engaged in some scenes, it, you know, withdrew me and then try to pull me back in. It's like, if you already have a viewer pulled into a movie, you gotta keep their attention. Don't like switch scenes and then it's like they have to kind of like readjust and reset themselves so they can understand what's happening in this scene, versus keeping them engaged and allowing the climax to build and, you know, then kind of carry on with the movie that way. But yeah, I'll give the movie a solid 3 out of 5. And I actually kind of miss J-Lo on the screen. Like, I grew up with J-Lo as an actor, so I kind of enjoy seeing her back on the screen and doing her thing and all of that. And I'm sorry, I don't know the Asian woman's name, but she was great in the movie. I thought that was great to have her as the lead role, versus like the typical black stripper or the typical white stripper or something like that. So I appreciated that. They had the diversity in there, which was cool. My girl Keke Palmer, I cannot forget my girl Keke Palmer because she's my sister from another mister. So yes, I'm always here for Keke Palmer to see her do, like, you know, big things and stuff. And I love seeing her in the movie. She did a great job. She's always funny to me. Look, Keke Palmer can do no wrong. Y'all could already just count me biased against anything that she does or whatever. So that's just that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here because this video is gonna be long. It's still gonna be long after I edit it. If you have any comments and stuff like that, comment down below. If you like the video, do that, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.